Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate your attendance on today's webinar. We're going to be going over some stretch annuity opportunities out there. I know we see a lot of these stretch accounts coming in these days with some of the growth we've seen in the recent years based on indexed returns and fixed rate returns. We're seeing more of these stretch concepts coming about with clients passing away and beneficiaries looking at stretching the taxes out. Over a number of years, we have seen some change in legislation, which has affected the IRA side of this equation. The non-qualified did stay the same. You're still able to take a lifetime payment on the non-qualified side, but on the IRA side, you do have to liquidate the contract within 10 years based on your stretch contract. So still an opportunity to stretch those taxes over a number of years, but no longer able to do that over a lifetime payment situation. So definitely keep that in mind moving forward. Do appreciate joining us here on a Thursday morning. We'll be going over some introductory slides at first. I'm going into the other details here shortly. We do continue to offer our new producer perks. You can earn different incentives based on blocks of production in your first 180 days of being contracted. Great way for us to help with some of those costs that come about based on your annuity sales. And I know getting in front of more people these days does cost more money based on doing advertising, mailings, social media, whatever it might be. It definitely takes some additional investments to get in front of more clients. So definitely a added expense these days based on what everything is going up price-wise. So this has not missed that beat. Otherwise, we do continue to offer our referral program. You refer agents to IMS. We can go ahead and pay you based on those referrals. You get a $50 bonus when the client gets licensed, and then you get an override based on their production. So great way for you to increase your income and have other people doing the heavy lifting, and then you get the overrides based on that. Market reimbursement, we do put $100 in for every $100,000 of annuity premium based on index annuity premium. We also have market reimbursement on the life insurance side. You get $200 per $100,000 of single premium life, and it's $200 for every $10,000 of target life premium put in the advertising account. So definitely a good opportunity for you to build up a nice account to utilize for your marketing needs that we will help with your marketing costs. We also have a great back office support team. We got a great new business team, helps you get through all the situations that come up on annuity new business these days. I know the applications are not getting any shorter. Your average application these days is probably about 50 pages in length. So there's always things that come up along the way that need to be addressed. So it will definitely help get those handled up front and get those applications through in a quicker manner. We also have a great creative team that can help you out with your advertising needs. They can help you out with social media campaigns, maybe rebranding your logo for your corporation, or maybe doing some new colors or something on that end. They'll definitely help you out that entire situation there. We also have a great contracting team that'll help you get your licensing handled up front. That'll process all through the channels and really get things moving forward based on that. We have a great expertise on both life and annuity marketing. We have a lot of individuals of years of experience can really help you get your cases put together, help you through the whole new business process, the e-application systems, everything that can help you out with all that material. So definitely keeping that in mind. We do have our own website, www.imsinc.com. Has a lot of good information you can pull off the website. We got some great industry links. You can pull off applications, other forms. We have our latest annuity rates on the website. Maybe you can look up some long-term care rates, life insurance rates. There's a term quoting device right there on the site. So Really some good stuff to take advantage of that. We, of course, do have the full e-app platform available on our site. We've got Firelight, we've got iPipeline, we have Sunfire. We do run our Firelight apps now through Luma. It'll help you down the road utilizing some of the different benefits that Luma offers based on the tracking of your products, tracking of your clients. A lot of good information you can utilize off the Luma platform. And of course, using Firelight really helps speed up your application process. No longer need to decipher handwriting. Everything needs to be completed before we submit the app. A lot of really good stuff to utilize moving forward there with the Firelight system. As I previously mentioned, we have a great creative team that can help you out with putting together different advertising needs. Maybe you want to do redo your business cards, redo some company brochures, maybe do a social media campaign. You know, they can help you out with all kinds of different stuff on that site. On that side of it, they can also help you put together a website. A lot of great stuff you can utilize there through that team. We have a wealth management side of the organization here. I'm going to launch a quick poll. If you'd like to get some additional information on the IAMS Wealth Management side of our business, mark off yes on the poll I just sent out there. If no, put on no. I know we have a really nice block of AUM we've brought on board here with the last 5 years. We have a big group of agents that work with us on both sides, the insurance side and the security side. I know of our top 30 agents, I would say 85% of them are currently licensed on the security side. That was really not the case 4 or 5 years ago. It may have been 10 or 15%, but that has really switched over. We do see a majority of our top writing agents available on both sides. It really helps them with their clients' needs, and you hate to lose a client because you're not able to handle one side or the other and then go somewhere else that's able to handle all sides. But if you do have interest in getting some information on our IAMS Wealth Management side of the business, make sure to mark that off yes. I'm glad to have Duncan Smith give you a call. He'll go over some of the benefits we have by working through IAMS on that wealth management side and be able to handle that. I'll just pull open for about another 10, 15 seconds. Again, if you do have interest, mark off yes. If not, mark off no. And we'll be glad to get in contact with you if you do have some interest in pursuing that side of it. We'll get that closed up here and keep moving forward. We also offer an academy about once every quarter. I know we have one coming up next week. It's our Life and Annuity Academy. Our system is actually going to be in our home office here in Omaha. We usually have a couple companies sponsor the meeting. I know this time around it's going to be Equitrust and American Life, two really good long-standing relationships with both companies. They have a lot of good information they'll be passing on their side. We also bring in a plethora of speakers that go over some different items. I did just launch a poll regarding the academy. If you would like to come out to one of our academies down the road, mark off yes. I know we'll have another one coming up in September. Really go over some really valuable information on both life insurance and annuities. Got some great information we'll be discussing at the meeting. We bring in some of our top salesmen to be going over ideas on closing sales, getting in front of more clients. We also have a number of lead vendors will be here to go over some of the things they do for you. A lot of great information we'll be covering on these academies. I know they typically last usually from a Wednesday to a Friday morning. You can come in Wednesday afternoon. We have meetings Wednesday evening into Thursday, back out Friday. A lot of good stuff we'll be covering at these meetings, and you'll really pick up some very valuable information you can utilize there in the field. And we always see a nice increase in production based on the people that do attend. But if you do have interest in attending one of our meetings, we'll put you on the list by marking off yes on the little poll we have out there. I'm glad to have you in one of our meetings. Our next one's actually going to be in September. It'll also be in Omaha at our home office. A great way for you to meet a lot of our home office employees, both on the marketing side, new business side, creative side, we'll be going over some really valuable information for you at these meetings. Great chance for you to pick up some very valuable information. Again, so you do have interest, mark off yes. I'll leave this open for another 10 seconds or so, and then we'll go ahead and get started and get moving forward. Get that closed up here and keep things moving along. You can also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. We do have presence on both social media sites. Good chance for you to pick up some information based on some special advertising we do on both sides. Some great information we do go over on those programs. Again, today's meeting is mainly going to be on stretch IRAs. I know we do see a nice block of business coming in, both on the qualified and non-qualified side. What you're really trying to do there is stretch out the tax consequences of your beneficiary inheriting money. If you have a situation where someone has a non-qualified account, they started with say 100,000, now their account's worth 220,000. You have about $120,000 of growth there on that non-qualified side, and you would like to have your client not experience the big tax hit they get based on inheriting those dollars up front. You can have it so the money is moved to another carrier and they take the money out in a much slower fashion based on their life expectancy and really stretching out those taxes. That's why they call it a stretch contract. We both stretch IRAs and stretch non-qualified accounts. And, as I mentioned, the people that do use these are a lot of younger beneficiaries. Say that you got someone that's, say, 50 years old. They're inheriting a block of money from their parent, and say they're inheriting a qualified block where it's never been taxed. With the new rules based on the 2020 rules that have come out here the last few years, they are required to take those monies out within 10 years, but that is much better than having to take it out all in a lump sum initially. And if your client is in a little bit higher tax bracket, maybe they're going to retire in 5 years, they'll be in a much lower tax bracket. You could actually defer the payments for those 5 years, start taking out their IRA withdrawals, take those out over the next 5 years, have that contract completely liquidated after 10 years, and then you'd be able to move forward and have those dollars moving ahead and possibly have less taxes based on your situation there. So we do have 4 main carriers we utilize. On the qualified side, we have North American Life, we have Equitrust, we have American Equity and Mass Mutual. And on North American, on the qualified side, they do require to use the Choice 8 annuity. It's an 8-year contract, has very competitive rates, a little bit shorter duration. They'd like to keep it under 10 years based on the 10-year rule. But Choice 8 would be a very good plan to utilize. North American is an A-rated carrier, very strong company, and we see a lot of business heading their direction based on these qualified accounts. We also have Equitrust. They're the only company we have that has a nice bonus given to the beneficiary for investing their money into the Equitrust stretch account. So say you go into the market force, your client gets a 10% upfront bonus. Their 100,000 is now worth 110,000, and then they can start taking their payments whenever they'd like. Maybe they would defer payments for a few years and then start taking money out of their account. They can do that. The good thing about Equitrust, at the end of the 10-year period, what they do is they transition that account into a non-qualified account. They send a 1099 to the client based on the amount they did transition from the qualified to the non-qualified side. Easy transition. Your client has 100% liquidity after 10 years based on the market force contract. So if they need to pull money to pay taxes out, they can do that based on that transition of funds. But it's really a smooth process, no hassles. Whatever's left in the account at the end of the 10th year, they transition that to a non-qualified account. Super simple process they're utilized there with Equitrust. American Equity, they do have some special rules and regulations what they offer based on their annuities. They do like to keep them under 10 years. They have the asset shield 5-year, 7-year contracts, you can utilize those. They really don't have a bonus plan you can utilize for their stretch accounts. If you do want a bonus, you do have to go with Equitrust. They're the only carrier we have that has a bonus, and it's a great combination with them. American Equity, of course, A- rated. Been in this business for a while. We have seen them reduce rates recently, so they're not quite as competitive as they once were, but still very valuable company out there. We also have Mass Mutual, A+ rated. They took over the Great American block of business of that Legend 7. Very competitive plan. It's got some really nice guarantees on the indexed annuity strategies. You've got extremely competitive rates. You have a really nice S&P index cap. I believe it's up above 10% right now. Some great opportunities here with Mass Mutual. We do see some decent business heading that direction. Great combination there with that stretch contract with Mass Mutual. We also do some non-qualified stretch accounts. As you can see that most of the carriers that do those are on both sides. The only one that is not is Lincoln Financial. They only will do non-qualified accounts, whereas Equitrust will only do qualified accounts. They kind of switch off based on which carrier to use based on that. Lincoln Financial has their OptiBlend series. Super competitive rates right now. You can do a 10-year contract. You do a 7-year contract with Lincoln Financial. You can utilize American Equity still. You can still use Mass Mutual in North American. North American, actually, you have 2 accounts available based on the non-qualified stretch. You have the Choice 8, which is also used on the qualified side. But on the non-qualified, you have the Versa Choice 10, which is only available on stretch non-qualified accounts. So keep that in mind on North American. You can only utilize that Versa Choice 10 on the non-qualified side. But really strong products there with North American. Lincoln Financial with that OptiBlend series, they've got some great cap strategies. They also have a really strong product or strategy that if the market's up at all, you have over a 10% return based on any return in that index. Really a strong combination there. Lincoln Financial, they are seeing a pretty substantial increase in their business based on some of those new strategies they have. Really a strong combination. As I mentioned on the stretch IRA developments, they did have a big rule change back in 2020. They do require all monies to be transitioned from qualified status to non-qualified status within 10 years. They did cut back on stretching clients' monies out for long periods of time, maybe 20, 30 years. This cuts it back to 10. And the government probably wanted to get their monies out that much quicker. So they did change the rules on this. But we do have some very viable programs available for those stretch accounts, and really a nice combination there. We do see a lot of business coming in the last couple of years post-COVID. People have had some nice returns on their policies, and with the new rates coming out right now, with cap rates up in the 10% range, fixed rates in the 5 to 6% range, some really nice returns. And then when someone does pass away, they're going to have a lot more money in their accounts, and they need to make sure those beneficiaries take full advantage of those opportunities on the stretch side. But once again, I do appreciate being on today. We're going to try to keep this a little bit shorter today, about 20 to 25 minutes in duration. I know we did go over some nice details on what's available. If you'd like to get some additional information on Equitrust or any of our other companies we discussed today on the stretch side, you can mark off yes, and we're glad to get that information out to you. I know we do have some really good products and programs available. They'll help your clients out, stretching their taxes out, stretching out their funds. A great combination there. Once again, if you do have any questions, definitely give me a call. This is Matt Tour. I'm glad you could join us today. I will be calling everyone after the meeting, going over any programs they may need, any questions they may have. a lot of good stuff we can utilize based on that. Otherwise, everyone have a great week. Enjoy your the rest of your summer. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this up for another minute or so, actually another 20 seconds. But once again, if you do have interest in any of the programs we discussed today, mark off yes. We'll be glad to get some information over to you on those programs. But we'll go ahead and get that taken care of here. But otherwise, everyone have a great rest of the summer. I appreciate you joining me here on a Thursday morning. As I mentioned, we have our academy next week. We'll be doing another one in late September. If you do have interest in coming out to one of our academies, contact your current manager. They'll be glad to go over some details with you on that. Otherwise, everyone have a great week, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye now.